right? Now, how do you determine value? So I'll show you how I determine value. So this is, let me switch over to my screen here. So for example, if we go to CoinGecko, I'll show you how I was able to know Matic or Polygon would do very, very well, even after like over 1 or 2 years of trading. Because back when they're still called Matic, their market cap was around 95, 100 market cap. Then they announced Polygon. Basically, they went from being Ethereum layer 2 scaling to the internet of layer 2 scaling on Ethereum. So what I do is I look at that project, I look at their technology, how good is their technology, and then I compare that to similar projects in the market and what the market is valuing that project at. So with Matic, because I got in under 3 cents, bought some more at 10 cents after they announced this. The same day they announced this, I think in less than 6 hours, I bought more and I went heavy. Matic became about 10% of my portfolio at the time, because that's how bullish I was on this fundamental change, this fundamental catalyst. And Matic's market cap at that time was $500 million. It was $500 million. However, they were doing interoperability. So I looked at competing projects that also have the interoperability use case. So that projects were, where's Avalanche? So we had Avalanche, right? Avalanche at the time had a market cap around 3 or 4 billion, I believe. Then you also had Cosmos, you had Polkadot. Basically, I looked at competing projects that also had the whole internet of other blockchains, and I looked at what the market was valuing them. And I said, is this technology, so let's say Avalanche was $5 billion, and Polygon, Matic, was $500 million. That's a 5x difference. So I asked myself, is the technology for Avalanche 5 times better than Polygon? No, right? And having the code review score helped with that, right? Because the code review score for Matic was an 88. And for Avalanche was like I think it was in the 70s, like a 76. So I already knew Matic had better technology. I knew lots of developers were talking about this. And I said, this is very undervalued. And I said, okay, what's the lowest market cap for a competing project with the same use case? And it was about 2.5 billion. And I said, okay, so Matic basically has a 5x from this current market cap. Then I said, okay, what's the best case scenario? And best case scenario I thought was $5 billion market cap. So I said, that's a 10x. And for me, when I invest, I'm looking for anything that can do a 10x return. So I said, you know what, let me double down, because my thesis is that Ethereum will flip Bitcoin, and Polygon Matic is helping them with that, with layer 2 scaling. So based off of that, my target at the time was for Matic to hit top 20, top 30 market cap. Top 30 was the safe prediction. Top 20 was the aggressive prediction. And Matic crossed top 20 market cap, right? Because the market was able to eventually figure out its value. And the whole premise of value investing is, think of value investing as being on an island. So imagine you find an island. Nobody is on that island. You go there, and you're basically like a real estate developer, right? Like, best example, imagine Tulum, right? If anybody who's been to Tulum, I know it's kind of a crypto island. Like, imagine Tulum, I don't know what, 50 years back, and you're a real estate developer. You go there, and you're like, man, this is perfect weather, great island. You're projecting far out, like, I can turn this into something, or this has potential. You see potential, but then when you see potential, you then invest into it. You invest early. You always want to be early. Once you get in early on that island, you're willing to stay there on that island until everybody else eventually finds out how valuable that island is, the potential of it, right? You're basically getting in early on the ground floor and waiting for everything to develop. That's what value investors do. They find investments that are undervalued, get in early, and wait for the market to realize the actual value of that asset, right? That's what Warren Buffett does. That's what Howard Marks does. That's what we do at Token Metrics with crypto assets. We find projects, very pre-launch, projects like Polygon, Helium, and others, pre-launch typically, or even those that are undervalued, already trading on exchanges, and then we wait for the market to realize how valuable they are. But this is not easy. It takes strength. It takes fortitude to be able to be on an island by yourself and imagine camping on an island by yourself through the storms, right? Like this week was a storm, right? Imagine still being on that island. And the only way to really stay on that island, to have that faith, to have that preservation, is to do your research and really believe in the fundamentals and the technology. Because when you do that, you'll weather the storm. But people have paper hands, get shaken out very quickly because they buy investments and don't know what they're investing in. If you don't know what you're investing in, you will get wrecked. You will basically buy the top, sell the bottom. Because when crashes like this happen, like Polygon, let's go to Polygon actually, because this is one of the best examples of this. Polygon has had a drawdown of more than 50% twice, right? So for example, right, look at this. Polygon on December 6, 2019, dropped from 41 cents to, what is this? To 0.017 cents. In basically a few days. It had a flash crash. It had a crash. And this crash shaked out so many people. They got wrecked. They sold. They rage quit because they said, you know what? I'm not going to take this. But those of us who knew the fundamentals have not changed, the technology has not changed. The only thing that's changed is the market's sentiment. Basically, speculators who don't know what the value is of this are rage quitting. And that's when you come in and scoop up, right? You buy here, you buy here, you buy the dip here, buy the dip here, right? Look at this. This March 17th, 2020, Polygon was less than 1 cent. And basically about a year later, it goes to 262. Right? Now, the people who rage quit here, they aren't doing too well. I mean, they definitely wish they could have hodled, right? But because even if you were here, right, projects with real value always bounce back. Because let's say you bought the top here at 4 cents, and you're like, man, I'm wrecked. But guess what? You hodled, right? And then the rest is history, right? It went to $2.62. So that's what we mean by value investing. Projects with fundamentals, great technology, they bounce back.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.